Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice here with the Manylands campaign. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. We've got some great developments for you on and off camera. Speaking of which, hello everyone, welcome to tonight's stream. Thank you, Bart. The enthusiasm is palpable. Thank you. So, begone Foulbot. Thank you. In terms of, I was already G'd things up quite nicely for today's stream. So before we get into the Manylands campaign and what's going on in this week, it's obviously the recap of what happened in the last session, a couple of little shameless plugs for you.
Shameless plug!
First of all, on shameless plugs, those of you who have not joined our podcast yet, have subscribed to our podcast channel, that's anchor.fm/slice&d6, I believe, but there's a link to that on our Twitch page. If you haven't already signed up to our podcast, I would definitely recommend you do so, because now we have our own exclusive podcast series, which is Baldoa. It's more of a narrative audiobook kind of feel, which I will release chapter by chapter, narrating the events of Rocky Baldoa. Thank you, Marshall. Narrating the events following 5 individuals in the continent of Baldoa, a fictional setting created by DM Lauren. So the first chapter, Midsummer's Eve, released on Monday. That's last Monday, a week today. It released a week ago today. So go check it out. It's nearly 13 minutes of your time. So nice short episodes. So it's really something that once we have a few of them, you can binge listen to as well whenever you're off traveling somewhere. I would thoroughly recommend it, and that's not just because I'm narrating it and mixing it. Just also because we've got some really cool characters in there, and we also have a Patreon now, which is to basically so you guys can help support turning the Baldoa series into a YouTube series complete with artwork from our artist Gerald Dereth, who's been like, "Oh, it's fine, I'll do it for free." And I'm like, "No, you can't do it for free. You are an independent artist, right? You deserve some money for your work." I said, I can't afford to pay you enough on my own. Let's do a Patreon. So there are 3 tiers of Patreon subscription. If you'd like to support that endeavor, you will of course be named at the end of each of our videos as a Patreon backer. There's a £2.50 tier per month, a £5 tier per month, and a £10 tier per month, each of which gets its own perks. £2.50 is basically the kind of entry level, just general support kind of thing. Then 5, you're getting the personal dedications at the end of the videos, and then the £10 per month one subscription is where you get the pre-release access, so you get material before it goes live. And I'm already starting to post up some of the artwork for that, because it's been really fun, guys. Honestly, like each day going onto Discord and then having another piece of artwork be sent to me and be like, "Oh, this is so cool." So yeah, if you want to get behind the project, really would appreciate it. There's a link to our Patreon, again, on our Twitch page. You can see the Patreon link. Become a patron, or consider becoming a patron today. Just check out that page and see what you think. Thank you in advance. So that's a big old shameless plug for that one.
Shameless plug!
Speaking of subscriptions, I mean, we thanked him last week, last session, but thanks again to Pavel, who's been on a 6-month run as a subscriber on the channel. Keep it going, Pavel. Thank you so much.
Love you, Pavel.
You're the best. He is actually.
I'll make
best.
sure your character doesn't die in a home game.
Yeah, we'll make sure that doesn't happen. Yeah, you've guaranteed safety through purchase. That's how it works. Hey to Betafly in the chat. Thanks for joining us. And other shameless plugs. Do I have any more? Am I running out of juice? I do have another one, actually.
Shameless plug!
So we had the premiere of Baldoa on podcast last Monday, and that was, of course, because we were missing the cage, because we had some scheduling issues and hadn't been able to get the next session played of the cage. However, I'm pleased to report that on Thursday just gone, we did so, and it will be dropping this time next week. That's Monday at 6 p.m. on our YouTube channel. To make sure you don't miss the premiere of our next session of The Cage, make sure you are following us on YouTube. Again, there's a link to that on our Twitch page where it says catch up and has the YouTube logo. Go subscribe. And hey, if we hit 100 followers on YouTube, not a big number, but if we hit 100, we can then get our personalized domain for for Slice and Dice on YouTube. So it could be youtube.com/slice&d6 rather than youtube.com/number/letter/number slash that sort of thing. So that would be great. So that's the goal. And hey, if you guys give us a follow on there, muchos gracias coming your way. So that's out of the way. Unless you guys have any announcements, any shameless plugs. No? Cool. In which case, then, we'll jump in with tonight's session. Just before we do so, because I didn't do it last time and I kicked myself for not doing it, thank you guys today to Bart and to DK for repping the merch in our merch store, Teespring. There we go. Got some Slice and Dice merch on. And obviously, thank you, Marshall. You did it last time in the session, I recall as well. So thank you for doing that. Yes, it's always good to see the merch. Always good to see the merch. If you want to check out some of the merch lines for yourself, you can do on our Teespring page. Like everything else, surprisingly, you can find it, a link to it on our Twitch page. Anyway, that is enough. That is enough, Jack. No more shameless plugs. Okay, let's jump in with tonight's session here in the Manylands campaign on Slice and Dice. And we are back. So before we jump in, because we just pointed it out during the title credits, one more shameless plug for you.
Shameless plug!
Now, if you haven't joined our Discord yet, there's a link to that on our Twitch page, but there's a link on our shameless plugs on Discord for a very special charity one-shot, which is being run by Mr. Gilliburn, at Mr. Gilliburn on our Discord, is running a charity one-shot with friends and other RPG players. And if you fancy giving a little money to this charity one-shot they are running on Saturday, you're also going to be a chance of winning a ton of prizes. They've collaborated with D&D Beyond, with Hero Forge, with all sorts of RPG-based companies. So they got some good gear for you to get your hands on. As I said, all you got to do, go to our Discord, and there's a link to more details about that charity one-shop with Mr. Gilliburn and co. So yeah, make sure you go check that out. That's your Saturday all sorted, nice and easy for you. Anyway, with that final shameless plug, that post credits shameless plug out of the way, last time in the Manylands campaign. So, well, first of all, before we get into the bulk of the party, let's talk about Brucon and what he's been doing in the Eyrie, because he's been having a lovely time at Fight Club, or the Eyrie, as it's otherwise known, trying to develop his skills with the Tonfa, and equally trying to piece together some of the visions he's been having, trying to understand more about himself and where these visions are coming from. And in order to help with the latter, the Master of the Eyrie, Master Talon, gifted Brucon what's known as a singing bowl, a bronze bowl, with a striker, which he can then use to meditate with. And so Brucon has already discovered through using that the melodic tones of the bowl have magical properties and aid in healing when you're meditating and resting. So it seems like that's cool. And equally, he senses that there are more magical properties to this item as well, but he needs to spend more time with it and roll well to get something more from it. So he's kind of working alongside that, and in between chill out sessions, because there's no booze to be had really around the Eyrie, unfortunately for the drunken master monk. There are however many people to spar with, and he's been working his way up the ranks in his spars and learning more about the tonfa and maneuvers and that lot, and finally has been challenged by Drez, the captain of the Dragonborn Wyvern Riders from the Dragonborn Kingdom, who overtook the Eyrie and have basically been babysitting / keeping Brucon hostage while the rest of the party go off to retrieve Neris and then come back. And Drez finally challenged Brucon to a fight during the rainstorm and thunder that's been going on in the Eyrie. It was made for an epic cinematic fight. Sorry, Brucon. Sorry, Bart, you were going to say something.
No, it's fine.
Damn it! Okay, no problem. Yeah, no, it's all right.
Well, the thing, Brucon challenged him to a fight in order to put an end to his relentless, passive-aggressive.
Yes, you did very much call him out on
sarcastic lingering.
You definitely called him out on that as well, because you even said, let's not be coy about this. Let me skip a few pages ahead, I think was the term you used. Which is like, yes, I like it. The direct approach. Lovely job. And in fairness, direct was exactly what you got. It was quite a tough fight. Drez revealed his particular martial prowess and also his harnessing of lightning, I believe, in his strikes as well. Being a dragonborn of the blue dragon heritage, was able to harness some of those powers in his melee strikes, which was interesting. But Brucon still managed to best him because, monks with stunning strike one-on-one are having a lovely time when that lands. So that was really the decider in that fight. And it resulted in the Aarakocra of the Eyrie siding with Brucon at the end of the fight, just pay the respects to him, but also to make sure that the other Dragonborn don't then start a fight with Brucon and it ends up in a bloodbath. And so instead the Dragonborn drag their unconscious leader Drez away back over to their wyverns, and there's a little bit of a divide at that point, and that's kind of where we left Brucon, where a relatively uneasy peace had landed in the Eyrie. Meanwhile, for the rest of the party, a bit more strange happenings were going on after coming back from the events under the brewery. You guys had done some shopping. You had also finally. Malar had resurrected, or should I say, unpetrified Lady Helene Grenforth, who has been lingering in the temple for the longest time petrified. So it was a real good moment for Malar to prove himself and how far he's come as a cleric of the Eight as well. In addition to that, so after all of those happenings in the day, you went home for the evening, and Seth finally got to finish his negotiations with Jackman Winklebottom, selling the house as you guys are due to leave Hilberg, selling it to Jackman so that he can set up his own new tavern to replace Flaming Jack's that spectacularly got burnt down. You settled on a good fee. You've got half of the money up front. That's 2,500 gold pieces up front. The rest is going to be sent in the form of items and precious things worth the equivalent money will be sent to you in a month's time as per the agreement.
I owe you lots of money. Signed, Jackman.
Essentially, yes. And in addition, and so while that was all going well, not so hunky-dory for Leobrin, who overnight started having another strange nightmare. The hunger that he'd been hearing before took on a more physical form, or should I say, had more physical attributes to it. And Leobrin woke up kind of starved of some of his life force and just looking fairly gaunt, as if, he literally had had the life sucked out of him, as per the curse of this ring, which Malar decided enough was enough. After overnight theorizing that perhaps Leobrin was a vampire, turned out he wasn't. But shame. But Malar then uses remove curse in the morning to remove the ring finally, and tells Leobrin he probably should never wear it again, despite how healthy it may have made him feel when it was giving him health rather than taking it away. But even after the ring has been removed, Leobrin is still feeling the effects, exhausted, reduced HP, which in his case is... He hasn't got a lot of wiggle room with that, so that was that's worrying. However, we'll see what happens in the future. It's too real, guys. So that happens, and then you also noticed during the evening the housekeeper, Fennell Henley, apologised to you for not being there to serve breakfast. She was tending to her son, who had received some wounds, including some burns after happenings the previous evening, which you guys theorise. Maybe he's one of the cultists. That would make sense. But we won't talk any more about that. Let's just leave. We'll just never mention it to her and we'll just leave. And Fenelon happily has also been offered a job at Jackman's new tavern, so she doesn't have to change her place of work, which is nice. So you do your final bits of admin in Hilberg, and we have some tearful goodbyes, some parting of the ways. In fact, parting ways is the name of the last session. Glaive leaves you. The animated dwarven statue leaves you, heading to, he says, to Rundar, to the capital, as he's been told to go there, and also learned from you guys that there's a great library there, and he wishes to learn and read more. So he's decided to go off there, and he's also being guided by Elucia, so he claims, goddess of hijinks, who has said that you guys will be fine, so he can just leave. Which Malar in particular was a little bit put out about, but there we are. There you go. You see, you're glad I do these recaps now, aren't you? This is exactly what happened last time. He ran over to that exact spot. That's where his notes are. Hang on, I need to write this down. So anyway, that happens. And then in the morning, once Seth sells on the mithril breastplate that you had acquired from the leader of the cultists, you sell that on to Asim, the lieutenant of the guards at Hilberg, along with Fleeting and Leobrin. And Fleeting has been offered a job with Jackman, working as a kind of bouncer type figure at his new tavern, and also takes the red plate armor off of Seth, saying that Jackman will probably want to buy it, and he can probably sell it and give you guys the money for it. And then it is time for Fleeting to say goodbye to the rest of you as you go to head on your way towards the Dragonborn Kingdom. It is a very touching moment, but I think encapsulated with Leobrin getting Fleeting to put his name in the book, in Leobrin's wonderful armoire, or grimoire, should I say? Not armoire. That's a wardrobe. A grimoire.
Hey, I'm going to make a new spell.
Yeah.
Called Leobrin's Wonderful Armoire.
You have come across an armoire of invulnerability, so they do exist.
This is an armoire I can carry around in my pocket, but it expands
Tiny
to full
armoire
size when needed.
Anyway, the grimoire.
Book-sized armoire.
The grimoire, your Book of Shadows. So you put Fleeting's name in the book so that now you can use Farscribe to speak to Fleeting whenever you like. Fleeting then asked, as is his wont, what is the collective noun for the people in your book? Which Leobrin said was friends, which was very, very nice. It was a very cute moment. It was ruined by Fleeting because he didn't really react very well to it at all. But it was a lovely, touching moment. And on that touching note, you guys head out of Hilberg, continuing with your mission. Now, as far as I understand it, and you guys feel free to correct me if I am incorrect in this assertion, but I believe that you guys are going to be heading back to the Eyrie via swinging by Breena's settlements, Svirfhaven, so that you can drop off the ginseng she's picked up to then create the potions of cure curse. And then I believe you're going to meet Greenblade at the Salt Lake, as Malar had messaged him to telling to meet him there. Is that the kind of course of action? Now, cool, great. So, as was established last time, it's a horrible day. It is chucking it down with rain. Visibility's pretty poor. It's pretty grey out there. Seth, you are the navigator. You can make a intelligence check, adding your proficiency with navigator's tools. but you are going to have disadvantage on this at the moment because of the conditions are making it very hard to get any kind of bearing of the direction you're heading in once you leave sight of Hilberg.
Okay, so just a general intelligence check.
Yeah, intelligence and then add proficiency for navigator tools.
Cool. Just 11.
11. All right. It is, as I said, it's difficult to, especially because the only reference points really would be the road, and you guys need to go across country to get to Svirfhaven, to the entrance to it. So, with an 11, you guys are... it is tiring work trudging through the hillsides. They're becoming quite muddy. In places in the lowlands, quite boggy as well over the course of today. Can each of you roll athletics checks, please? And I'll roll for Neris and Breena. Okay, they're fine. Okay, brilliant. How'd you guys do? I'm sorry. Okay, I'll go one at a time. I'll go around you. So, Brucon is not there. Leobrin.
14.
14. Sorry, Bart. I should have been like, do you want to play? Would you like to roll for Breena? Would you like to roll for Breena, Bart?
I'm perfectly happy to, sure.
Do it. Okay, 14 for Leobrin. Malar?
20.
20. Fantastic. Seth?
8.
8. I thought you said 8. Okay. Well, Neris is fine. Got a 17. So, although...
Hang on a minute. What's Breena rolling?
Athletics. And she has a strength of 6, so I'm not holding out much hope for her here.
Yeah, it's 6.
Oh.
Strength of 6. Holy.
Yeah, strength of 6 and a dexterity of 8. She's... But she has an intelligence of 20, so, swing and a miss. So,
Wow. Yeah.
Quite the...
Oh, yeah,
quite the min-max there.
So I was like, how did we get 6? Oh, yeah, rolling. That's how
All the rolling. Live and die by the dice. So, whilst Malar trudging through, no issues whatsoever, Leobrin and Neris are finding it a bit harder work in the lowlands. They do manage to get through. I think, Neris probably following Malar's lead, probably groping onto you as well, like gripping your arm or something, Malar, at times, just to try and, use your extra force to try and get her through. Seth and Breena, however, are kind of getting quite stuck in the quagmire. You can free yourselves from it, but it will require a strength saving throw from you both.
My expert level of strength.
This is just going to spiral horribly for Breena, isn't it?
So bad for Breena.
Make an athletics check. It didn't go well. Oh, okay, that's fine. You can fix it. It's not a problem. Just make a strength saving throw. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that'll be better.
For sure. Yeah.
D&D Beyond tells me what you rolled,
It was better.
James.
It was
it's amazing.
better. It was 10.
Yeah, I rolled a 13.
Okay, so you both managed to get yourselves free. You do both suffer a point of exhaustion, though, from the effort. And also, this is obviously snowballed in with the just trudging generally through bogs and over the wetlands, which you are at the moment. So both of you not looking great.
That reminds me. 1 second.
Leobrin also has already got
one level of
Oh, no, still 14. Still 14.
Oh, okay.
I got
Okay. Cool.
Did you just do your patented rolling the same thing no matter how many dice?
No, I rolled better on that one.
Oh,
But
nice.
obviously, disadvantage on the check.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you how you're an honest player. Is going, whoa. Let me roll this again.
Mhm.
Thank you. Kudos.
I'm here to suffer.
We are just a suffering circle of pain. Yes. That's D&D, folks. Okay, so I would say by sort of lunchtime, you are well into the hillside. It is still pretty bad weather out. It's still raining pretty hard. There hasn't been much change in that regard. However, okay. However,
Wow, that was such a DM snicker in the corner there. Wow.
Sometimes I just surprise even myself with things that I've written down in advance. Go, oh, okay, right, okay. So,
The last time you did that laugh, I got killed by a rat. This.
Killed. He didn't get killed. Definitely
He's still
unconscious,
around.
but you know how it is. So, who has the highest passive perception in the group? Let me double check this. I think, yeah, Breena with her ridiculous 18. No, that's not right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No?
No, passive perception's wisdom.
Yeah,
Wouldn't Mallard be pretty good at it?
I think Mallow would be pretty
Yeah,
good.
I got 14.
You got 14. Yeah, I think that might be. I'm just going to double check Breena's because it could be correct if she's got perception. It is incorrect. That shouldn't be there. Okay, so it would be Malar. Malar, above the din of the howling winds and the rain. It starts very faint at first, but it gets closer, and you can hear, as well as howling, you can hear the huffing and shouting. It sounds like a very angry. It's got a feminine quality to it. The voice that you can hear, and ahead of you, you can see a figure. Looks roughly 5.5 feet tall. Stamping through the mud, heading in your direction. And you can see there's a large sack over one shoulder.
I would love to try and get a better look at who this person is. Like, if I can deduce anything from their build, stature, gait.
Yeah, sure. In which case, you can make a perception check.
Throw Breena in the air for like a better view, and make sure to catch her.
Sorry, it's Bart in the chat. Just sorry. Let me laugh.
13.
I thought that's what you snickered up before.
13. Okay. From what you can tell, this seems to be a traveling. Could be a merchant, maybe a farmer. It's definitely not an adventuring type. They don't appear to be armed.
Not familiar in any way.
No, not one you recognise. They've got kind of. Well, they've got quite loose. Well, you would guess it would probably be auburn hair, but it's looking darker with all of the rain. It's kind of slapped onto across her face, and a wild martyr has appeared. Good evening. Let me add you to the...
Hello.
Hello. You've come at
Sorry I'm late.
No problem, because you've come at a pivotal moment. Because I was just describing a character coming towards them who happened to be a female humanoid, and then suddenly, bam. Yeah, suddenly Nere's like, what, there's another woman in the universe? I don't like her.
How dare you?
How dare.
There can only be one.
Humanoid.
Let's not mention the fact that Breena's in the party now as well, and therefore there's two. But anyway.
No, we're playing Star Wars rules. There's only allowed to be one
There's
woman in the
only
universe.
one there can only be one. So
We've already made the Smurf joke.
yeah.
We've
So
already made the joke that Breena is Smurfette. Anyway.
so you said well, okay. So anyway, with that excitement out of the way, so yes, it looks like she would have auburn hair, but due to the rain and it being kind of slapped across her face, she's clearly been out here for a long time, absolutely soaked through, having a miserable time. She's got some freckles as well. In some ways, you kind of get a resemblance to possibly to the captain of the guards. Kind of has a similar, like the similar genetic makeup, should we say?
I'll sort of indicate this to everybody else that there's somebody coming up, and maybe just have us hold position, wait for them to approach us.
Okay.
I guess when they're within 30 foot, 60 foot, Malar will sort of wave and say, "Oh, hello."
Okay. And the figure stomping along suddenly stops and looks up at you. Hello? Who might you be then?
I'm, I guess, shouting from afar. Oh, I'm Deacon Mallow Shade Creek. I'm of the Hammerfern Institute of the Eight. Who might you be?
She just continues stomping over when you start reeling off your elongated title, drawing closer to you and goes, "Oh, that's a fancy name. No, I'm I'm Helen. Yes, I'm just on my way to Hilberg."
And where have you come from, miss?
She sighs. She looks red in the face. In fact, her face goes redder as she, seething with anger. You can see her trembling a little bit. And she says, "Well, I was meant to be having a lovely time out in the forest with my best good man, but no, he's nothing but a disappointment, frankly. It's over. I've got all of his stuff. I know exactly what he's been doing. You know what? I don't even want it anymore." And she just takes the sack off of her shoulder and says, "You know what? You can have it. There's probably some stuff you'd like in there. It's not for me, though."
Ah, that sounds like such a horrible, horrible event, and I look in the bag.
Okay, Seth, you can make an investigation check.
Oh, yeah, I
no.
don't have those.
Steph's just there, like, there. What have we got here?
Yeah.
What a tragedy.
What am I doing? Investigation.
Yeah.
Natural 20, 21.
All right. So, Seth, so the items in this bag, it seems to... Well, what is disconcerting, Seth, is that there are enough clothes to constitute what an entire person would wear. So there's some breeches, there's a shirt, there's a waistcoat, there's undergarments. These are all male items. There's also what takes your fancy, though, are these very strapping fur boots, which even with your natural 20, right? Even just by looking at them, you're like, these are magical. There is something arcane about these. They're surprisingly dry, whereas everything else is kind of wet. The sack, isn't waterproof, but the boots are miraculously dry and look like they'd be ideal for wintry conditions. You also spot a coin purse, Seth.
There's a lot of clothes in here. The person who obviously did you so wrong isn't going to be wandering around naked around these woods.
Hell if I know. Hell if I care. You can go to the 9 L's for all I care. Anyway.
Now, miss. Steady on.
Oh! Sorry, mustn't blaspheme in front of the in front of a man of the 8, of course. Yes, but I've just not had a good time, to be honest, and I'm soaked through. I just want to go home. So, if you don't mind, you can take his stuff, and if you see him, don't give it back, all right? Because he deserves to walk around and walk back naked, as far as I'm concerned.
If we see him, do you want us to beat him up? This is in our wheelhouse.
Oh, that would be a most kind offer. Just maybe not too much, but just slap him upside the head a bit.
Now, do you want him to punch him, and I point to Mela, or do you want her to set him on fire, and I point to Neris?
I don't know, young one. She speaks to Neris. Can tell that you're a youth, obviously, you're a teenage-ish looking elf. I don't know. Have you ever had a man who irritated you to the nth degree that you just wanted to, set him on fire?
He looks at Seth.
What? What? Like, that's...
I resemble that remark.
Just because I don't have a reasonable comeback because it's truthful does not mean I'm not hurt.
You know what you did.
Which time?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Potion like a
Does
day
Liam
ago?
actually say that? Because that would be great.
Oh god. Does Leo say that? No, Leo keeps his tongue.
I mean, did this
no,
interchange
fuck it,
actually
Leo
happen
says
between
that.
Seth and Neris? Or, 'cause I get because it sounded like it did. You did actually say this, you two.
Neris did say that, like,
All right.
yeah.
Leo, under his breath, does say, "Which time?"
What the fuck?
Exactly.
Seth?
That's hurt.
Seth, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
For that sick burn.
Oh!
Seth takes 2d4 self-respect damage.
Psychic damage. that was vicious mockery right there.
23.
23. You catch out of the corner of your eye this Helen lady and the backstroke of her hand as she goes to slap you across the face, but you duck out the way.
Whoa! You are angry at the naked man, not me.
She looks at Neris and you know gives a knowing nod. See, I bet he deserved that.
No.
Then, like, Neris is like,
Everyone stop nodding.
also
Several
Also,
miles away,
Neris-
Brucon.
Neris looks a little smug.
Several miles away,
I
Brucon
think-
starts nodding for no particular reason. that he can identify.
I gave her a magic potion like 1 day ago. I gave her I'm helping her train. I'm walking away.
Well, you know what, miss?
Taking the boot.
If you see my Beckett, you can do the exact same to him. That's completely free. You do that. I don't know about the setting on fire business, but then I've never set anyone on fire, so I couldn't really say. But I imagine that might be, as long as there's no lasting damage, that should be all right.
Can I insight check this exchange?
Sure.
Oh yeah, that would be a smart thing we should have done at the start of meeting a person on the road who was giving us free items.
14.
Cool. What are you trying to? What are you trying to get a read on? Whether she's being honest or?
Yeah, like how much of this is a spun yarn and how much of this is truthful?
Okay. She seems to believe every word she's saying. You don't get any sense of duplicity about this or any deception involved. This seems to be pretty straight up. But then again, I mean, it seems a little bit gratuitous in what she's saying, and equally, she has all of this person's possessions apparently.
We've had stranger things happen.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'll let her go back to beating up.
Right. Okay. So with that nod to Neris and that essentially giving you the green light, she then goes, right. Well, if you don't be keeping me any longer, I'm going back to Hilberg. Good day, I hope. Ugh, hate the wet.
Bye. What time of day is it?
It's hard to tell because of the weather. It's just like dark greys, cloudy skies. But you would guesstimate when you set off and how long you've been on the road now. You're looking at, this is probably mid-afternoon now.
And was there anything else in that sack apart from boot, Seth?
It was a coin purse, which you haven't opened,
Okay.
and clothes, but just general garments, nothing of note. So, with that out of the way, you've got the. Are you taking that sack with you?
Mr. Seth, is there anything of use in there?
I stomped off when everyone was being mean, and I
You took the shoes, did you?
I took shoes as I stomped off.
Okay. So there is currently a sack on the floor, carrying rain, which you can see has some clothes and a coin purse, a leather coin purse in it.
And I yell back, I'm like, yeah, maybe there's some clothes and a coin purse, and I just mumble as I walk away, mean friend.
Still going in the direction you
Well,
have charted.
Malar will pick up the coin purse and open it, and he'll mutter something about, it's all going to go to a worthy cause eventually.
Okay, inside, 10 gold pieces, 3 silver, and 20 bronze. Sorry, copper.
Okay, I'll do some maths on that in a minute, and
Yep,
I'll
no
divide
problem.
it up between the. How many of us are there now? 6.
6.
There will be 6 when you get to Brucon. There'll be 6. Yeah, 5 currently.
So 5.
And Malar heads off in the direction of Seth.
All right, now Seth has stomped off. The rest of you now need to make perception checks because he has stomped off quite some distance, and given the conditions, it's hard to see him.
What? No.
Can I use my trunk?
Try and smell him. You can. Yeah.
24.
24. All right. So 24 is going to be enough. You do it. Fortunately, you are standing downwind of Seth, so you do get. You can smell his musty odor.
The aroma. Oh, the Seth.
It's musty odor.
Does Seth smell a bit fishy at all times?
Yeah, a little bit.
Why am I playing today?
Why are you guys bullying me?
Drink your beer and eat your cheese swell, man.
No, but in fairness, Seth, you would
I
have.
finished my cheese swells.
In a fair
Now I feel
point,
bad.
Seth, you would have. Seth would have noticed this the first day after he'd done the deal with the voice, that he had this more musty, fishy odor than he did before. But he would have got used to that by this point. The rest of the party, however, probably can pick up on it. It's not oppressive, but it's just kind of more of a background smell. It's not the strongest smell, but it's certainly there.
I wasn't paying attention to who said, "Oh, does he smell of fish?" So don't make me watch the VOD. Fess up. Who said it? Who gave Jack this idea?
I believe it.
It's a
Well,
mystery.
I would hate to drop anyone in it.
Came from the ether.
Marshall, I'm
It's-
watching the
It's definitely canon now. But anyway, fortunately, it's fortunate you do have that odor, because otherwise Malar would not be able to pick you up. Which means the rest of the party can catch up with Seth, who, in fairness, is not moving as fast now, being a bit exhausted after trudging through quagmires and stuff. Breena too, flagging a bit, as is Leoberin. But Neris, Malar, you guys are faring okay. Through the through the muddy wetness that you're going through at the moment. So
Ow.
you guys presumably are continuing on towards Svirfhaven. That's the plan, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. You keep on going until as you continue trekking for the next few hours during this relentless storm, Seth, you notice that the sun is starting to set, which is troubling because you should have arrived there before the sun started setting. Even just walking, you have 2 horses, of course, but you're obviously going at a walking pace.
Oh, we're not there yet.
You may be lost. You might need to try and figure your way out of this.
Oh,
Hmm.
I did not get that.
Sorry, I was
Breena,
being a bit
which way?
too subtle.
The down has vanished.
Breena, which way are we going? Where do you live?
I don't really know where we are. Maybe we should look for a landmark or something.
Can we see any landmarks?
Can you? That is the question. You may roll.
Malar, give me a boost. Give me a boost.
So I would say
Roll,
either you can perception check or you can do an investigation check if you want to, explore around the area rather than just just looking from your current spot. Up to you which one you'd like to do. Or
Can
possibly,
I-
actually, no, or
Just
survival.
Seth,
There we go.
Can I do a perception check on Malar's shoulders?
I will go over to Seth and I will cast Enhance Ability, the owl one.
Yeah.
for the
which
site. Nice. Yes, you can do that. Sure. So roll with advantage.
Breena's
Seth.
investigation is through the stratosphere, and it's her home that she's looking for.
Yep.
So Breena investigating seems smart. Shall I roll for it?
Do it. Do it, man. You can both roll.
Oh, I'm going to use
Cool.
purple. 'cause
With
it's-
With mine,
The rest of you are allowed to roll
it
too.
was
Don't feel excluded.
11.
Well, guess
Oh.
who just rolled a natural 20 for a total of 28 on that
Hi-yo.
investigation roll?
Brucon,
All right.
No.
is he watching us from the area? Natural 20
Yes.
perception. He's like, I can see them 2 days away.
Yep. Brucon's now meditated so hard that he can see into the space between spaces, and all of time lays out before him.
He can meditate a scrying spell.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Brocon's crossing the
Yep,
streams.
He literally can do that now, actually. But anyway, Breena
Wait,
got
what?
28.
It's like
on
28,
her
isn't it?
investigation.
Yeah, natural 20.
Yeah.
All right. So Seth hopelessly sits on Malar's shoulders, looking out. And Seth, you can see vague shapes through the fog cover ahead of you. No, that could be a rock formation. I think it's there.
It's the first time we've done this. I was just distracted.
yeah, sure, man. Whatever you got to do to justify it, you carry on, bro. You do you. Meanwhile, Breena has noticed that is not, in fact, a rock formation. In fact, Breena has been able to establish that you need to go off to the left. You're very much to the right of where you should be going. And where Seth is pointing is, in fact, a group of wild animals, which do not appear to be particularly friendly. So, at this, I believe we should roll some initiative. Now, Bart, did you
Oh,
want
no.
to play as Breena during this, as we haven't got Breena today? That's great. Fantastic. Thank you. Alrighty then.
Angelique, I promise I will be careful. I won't, for example, just go spell slots, baby, woo, and just start firing off all of the nonsense.
I think
And-
you just deafened there.
That's how Angelique
Martin.
plays.
Yeah, I think my eardrums are gone.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. You can
jeez.
tell that through the grin, she is just like, her ears are bleeding and she's just dying a little bit inside.
I have dropped the gain. Hopefully, we're at a slightly
The-
more...
It's no. Your normal speaking is fine. It is the woo. It's good that these are nice and like tight and sealed around my ear holes, so none of the blood will come trickling down my neck.
nice.
You know,
I mean,
it's fine.
I think the chat will thank you for that. So, you're just suffering for your art, man. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
I appreciate it. So, good on you.
I'm never
anything
using,
for you.
I'm never using any D20 but this ever again.
remember
That
this.
I literally 2 rolls, 2 natural 20s in a row.
Nice.
This roll is on fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I'm gonna have to switch cameras for this, and I also, before I do that, Neris and James isn't here. Fantastic. Marta, would Neris be riding on Laus, or would she be walking?
Riding, darling.
Riding.
Riding.
Raiding?
Riding.
Riding.
Is what Reginald would say if anyone bothered to talk to him. Seth,
Or Reggie.
sorry, James, would Seth be riding on horsey, Reginald, or would he be on foot?
Is he carrying all of our stuff?
Yeah. I mean, yes, he is, because Neris is riding on Laos, so yes, he's carrying the majority of the stuff.
If he's carrying the majority of stuff and we're all going at a walking pace, I wouldn't probably be on him then.
Sure, that sounds
Holy shit.
Despite
Sensitive to Reginald's needs.
He's a good boy. Which I never thought I'd say about Seth, but there we are. All right.
I don't like this episode.
Don't like it.
I think the title for today's episode will be James doesn't like this episode.
Just call it fuck that.
It's great clickbait.
I'll tell you what, I'll change cameras so you just don't see my arse as lovely as it is. 1 second. And then
Can that be the picture that we have for you?
you can have, yeah. Sure, you can.
Even more clickbait.
I'll frame it. Hey,
Yeah, the episode is called Fuck Seth and it's Jack's arse.
Whoa!
It's turned into a slightly different D&D campaign.
what sort of slicing and dicing will you be doing today? It's a very different kind of stream than the one we intended.
I don't like either of those verbs in that context. I have to say, neither slice nor dice feels remotely appropriate to me. But okay.
What did I miss? I'm coming back to Jack setting up a map.
Yes.
So you know how we got you got lost.
What? That's not a thing.
But that's the plural you. I mean, everyone who isn't Brucon. Brucon knows exactly where he is. But there was a kind of like, where are we going? Where's Svirfhaven? And Seth went, I found it, guys. And then looked again and went, I haven't found it, guys. I've found vicious predators, guys.
I got it.
You mean the rocks?
Don't got it.
No, they were definitely rocks. 100% rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, regardless,
Yes,
No
that's what
chance there
happened.
was something else.
All right. So, 4 rather large-looking creatures. Now, I appreciate, chat, that on the map they would appear to be a dog, a horse, and 2 Gungan steeds. However, due to budget cuts, these are in fact not those creatures. They are 4 of the same kind of creature, but are all of an amphibious variety. But we'll get to that. So, in terms of your initiative, did anyone get 20 or above?
I haven't rolled yet. Sorry, 1 sec.
Rude. Obviously, we're waiting on Seth because...
No.
No? No! Okay.
Holy wow, that's a roll.
All right. Nobody got above 20. 20 to 15.
Yes, Breena rolled 19.
That is exceptional for Breena. Because your natural 20, of course.
It's literally the best result she could have got.
Oh yeah.
One of the things in the new setup is that the camera does keep switching between the battle map and me. But, hey, that's all good. It's all fine. Anyone else 20 to 15? No? Oh, bless. Okay. 15 to 10. Yep.
11.
11 for Malar. Marta, what did
Same
Nels
as Malar.
get? All right.
Same as the other 2.
Oh, 3 11s. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Elves before Loxodon.
I'll let you choose who goes where.
Oh.
You can roll if you want. You can do whatever system you want to do, but figure it out between the 3 of you. So who wants to go first out of you 3?
It's up to, well, DK's going last.
Roll it. Roll it.
Sure, let's
roll it.
The dice to
Yeah.
decide.
Straight roll, no modifier. To you, because I rolled a 1.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I was gonna say I rolled a 7, so I wasn't exactly holding my breath. I think Bart found something very funny.
It must be relieving for you guys to be rolling the crap rolls right now.
Yeah.
Bart likes
Definitely how that works.
an audience member comment, I think.
Oh, most awesome map
right.
ever from Buck Naked Buddy. Thank you, buddy.
To be fair, comment and comment
Yes.
comment handle combined.
Considering
I had
what we were
some-
just talking about, yes.
I had seen the name earlier.
You're
and
right
was
already.
hoping
Which is
that they would
thinking about
comment.
turning it into a dirty stream and they just start coming out of the woodwork.
What's this I hear about naked?
Dirty.
So,
On to cleaner matters. 10 to 5.
Nearest Leobrin Malar. Yeah.
9.
9 for... Oh, Seth. It's that exhaustion. Just
The
you
lowest
know.
possible.
I was going to say that's a natural.
Dude, not even with exhaustion. I just rolled a natural 1.
I'm just trying to justify why you... I'm giving you an out, but okay, it's fine.
I didn't have time to roll a second one. I just rolled 1.
Oh, wow. Oh, dear. Bless you.
Roll a 6.
All right. So...
Better.
So these creatures you can see ahead of you, they did not do well on initiative either. So it is
Yay.
Breena first. And Breena is just at the back here.
Right. There will be a moment while I weigh up what the options are. So are they? So first, couple of questions. Firstly, can Breena see them at all?
She can see shadow. She can see kind of outlines through the fog. It's so she hasn't got great visibility, but she's got line of sight in for the purposes of targeting for a spell.
Right.
It's sort of lightly obscured.
It's
Shall
rather
we say.
unlikely that Breena would immediately go straight to explode them. So I'm going to say that Breena will cautiously call out, "Hello," and then wait for a response, while also readying an action to cast. Man, figuring out her spell situation is interesting.
Is she going to move closer or stay or hang back?
Definitely hang back.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say if one of them moves forward in a threatening way, or if one of them moves forward and she concludes that it is dangerous, she's going to lob a chromatic orb at its face.
All right. That sounds readying a chromatic orb. Pulls out the diamond, just in case. Lovely. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up then is Neris. Riding
How
Lance.
fancy. Do we know what kind of creatures these are? Did I miss that?
So you can see kind of outlines. You get that they are large creatures. They, look like they would, even on riding on Louse, they would be near enough your height. To get more information than that, you can either move closer or you can make a perception check from where you are currently.
Or would casting Fireball bring enough light?
It's a very good question, Barter. I guess you'd have to try it to find out.
Well, I guess we'll have to try, won't we?
Well, okay then. All right, go ahead.
Doing it.
I just love
Doing it.
I love the absolute parallel where we've got Breena being like, she wouldn't.
I couldn't
hit
hear
them.
you for a sec.
I just love that we've got Breena being like, Breena wouldn't, fire at these things straight away, and it's like, but Neris would straight away. Don't know what they are. Fireball done.
She says absolutely nothing, but doesn't like the look of whatever is up there, and yeah.
My fault, sorry.
I'll read.
Go ahead.
So Fireball! Yay! Okay.
Yay!
Yay! So they have to. So it's Dex save throw 14 is
14. Wow.
14.
Well, would you look at that?
They better not all succeed.
I feel like Breena's kind of there cautiously, like readying the chromatic orb. She's kind of like, okay, this is going to be tense. We've got to, and then just boom, massive explosion, and she just kind of looks around like, what gives?
But I didn't even do it.
On the plus side,
Would you like to roll your
they're
damage?
definitely going to be coming towards us, threatening. So you can use the spell.
See how Seth would think that was an upside, yeah.
Well, I mean, to be honest, she casts it, and then if anybody's looking, she'll just look down from her horse and just like look menacingly.
So
So that is that's like 8d6, so that's 9 plus
I thought that was
7
the
16.
plus 8
24.
And then
plus
total.
10
34.
damage.
34 fires are started in the forest.
Hey, it's how I roll, literally.
all right. Well, in fairness, you're not really in the forest. You're more on the hillside, but there are some trees around.
Where?
Such as that clump you can see on the map, which has been expertly put out there for you. There you are. 34, you say. All right.
The Dudling.
With that boom explosion, you hear a cry of 1,000 voices suddenly silent. No, you hear the cry of... you hear a cacophony of ribbits as these four creatures, with very deep croaks, ironically have not croaked it, but they are, most of them, looking pretty burnt and singed. And just in that quick moment, Neris, you can see that these appear to be giant frogs or toads.
I relay that information to the team.
Boom!
It's frogs.
They're giant
It's
frogs.
frogs. Oh, that's frogs.
You know what happens to a toad when it's struck by a fireball? Same with everything else.
Oh, the worst line in the history of film.
I agree, and it gave me great pleasure to award that line to Neris in that moment. Okay, because you basically killed everything. So anyway, next.
She
love it.
She is a
No,
storm
it's
of
great,
fire.
it's great. Good call. For these friendly, peaceful toads. Next is Leo, unless you're moving.
Hello.
And Leo Bryn, you are just next to Breena. You can just see.
Cool. I mean, not really, but okay. Anyway, I know what I'm doing.
Back row.
I cast Speak with Animals.
Ooh, fun. Yep. Cool. Are you saying? Yep. Are you saying anything?
Yes.
All right.
Cool.
We come in peace. Hello.
So
We are
Neris
not
like
here to
turns
bother you.
around.
That's about 6 seconds worth.
Neris turns around like, just okay, fine.
Whatever.
Yeah, just like.
Looks like it's going to be Leo undermining Neris from now on rather than Seth. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. All right. Okay, so Seth, you hear back through the thunderstorm, through the rain and the breeze. You hear, that's not peaceful. Ah. If that's peace, I hate to see what war is, says another one. And yeah, there's much confusion amongst the toads that you can understand.
You were coming at us quite aggressively. Also, they're really trigger happy.
I think that's quite enough. Malar, unless you have anything else, Leo, I think that's your turn.
I've done an action.
You've done an
a
action.
talk.
You've confused the toads, which I think masterfully done. Malar, you're next.
Interesting. That's made me reconsider what I was going to do. Second, I'll cast second level bless and give everybody but myself in the party bless. D4 on attack rolls and saving. That'll be my turn.
That's definitely going to help those of you with. Oh no, because it's only one level exhaustion, which is I think just ability checks, right? Or is it attack rolls as well? Can I remember? I haven't got my sheet.
No,
Just
you
ability
do not.
checks.
It's just ability checks. You do not have disadvantage on attack rolls for.
Right.
3, I think.
Cool. Seth, you are next. And you're
Really?
next to Horsey.
Has everyone had a go?
Everyone's had a go except you.
Ah.
I know.
Well, they've been warned in the face with explosives, so I will continue in that fashion. I will fire an Eldritch Blast at the closest one.
All right. Go for it.
We're sending very mixed messages right now.
We come in peace.
No,
You know,
I
I tried.
always go with the first message, and our first message was fire in their face.
I mean, we've still got Breena desperately holding on to her ready chromatic orb, like, nope, they haven't done anything aggressive yet. I'm just going to wait.
You know what? I posted a meme in the meme channel about this.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. It is much appreciated.
So the first roll is 19, so plus 7,
ooh, yeah, that'll-
26.
These are not armored toads. They're not battle toads, so yes. you
And
can-
damage-wise, it is 9 force damage to him.
All right, this one in front here croaks it. Yep.
And then the second blast will go to the next one.
All right.
That is 2 plus 7.
2 plus 7, you say? 9, then.
Yeah, that's 9.
Okay. Maths. Lovely. Good. Cool. So that brings it... Oh, maths. Come on, Jack. What are you doing? Okay, yep. That one is still up. But does not look best pleased from what you... Well, you can't really see what their expressions from here, to be fair. But in that fleeting moment of the arcane light of your blast, you saw it look confused and surprised about the light coming towards it as its pupils suddenly contract massively. Hit by the thing. Still alive, that one, though. That's. Are you moving at all?
No. I'm in the front line, aren't I?
You are.
Yeah. I'll move slightly in front of Horsey, so they would attack me before Horsey.
Look at him. The tankiest of rogues standing in front of your horse. Lovely. Cool.
I mean, he's got the HP of a Leo. I can't let him get hit.
And Leo is standing directly behind him, so you've got this kind of chain effect with you standing in front protecting them. All right. Finally, it's the Toads' go. I mean, okay. They rolled an unnatural 20 on their intelligence save, so they kind of go. So Leo, you hear them go.
Rat, they hurt us. I don't like them. No, they must go. Flee. Leave now.
And they all start scampering off, hopping away into the fog. They are retreating for now. Are you going to follow them, or are you going to let them flee?
Nera's just kind of like slightly smugly just kind of slumps a little forward on the, almost as if a on the neck of the horse, and just goes like,
All
right.
That's right. That's what you get.
yeah, come back. What you got, guys? No, it's not.
Me.
No, she's just there like yeah, Barack Obama face, like
Yeah, that's what we do.
not bad, not
Oh, yeah.
bad.
We fucking made it. One attack and people just run away now.
It goes like the fist bump, Seth.
You've reached
Little,
the zenith.
little fist bump. And I bet he's gonna leave her.
Congratulations, you defeated 4 giant toads in the rain. Nice one. Good job. I mean, you pretty much want.
Fireball for the win.
If you must know, and I don't want to inflate anyone's ego in particular anymore, but that fireball left 3 of them with 5 hit points. So, you know.
How Neris rolls, you know, just like
shoot first, ask questions later. Yeah, that's it's a system.
you know, it's taking
It's cute that you
inspiration
think we ask
from.
questions at all.
From Seth.
I mean, it's taking inspiration from ancient Rome, really. You know, it's like you conquer defensively because you know that those people were probably going to attack you, so you have to defensively attack first.
You mean a preemptive strike?
Preemptive strike, yeah.
Yes, but you know, there's this
But it's defensive.
particular thing around defensive attack
Yes,
in Roman
Yeah.
war strategy.
That defensive
is
conquering,
written by
yeah.
the winners.
Yes.
We've won. We write the history.
The
In
best
history,
defense is
we
killing
are
everyone
defensive.
around you.
Yes.
Exactly it.
If we can defend ourselves by conquering our enemies, that's a good
That's it.
defense. Yeah. No, I
In
mean,
the history books, there were 10 of them. They were attacking children. We saved the day.
just want to say.
Exactly.
So chat.
Meanwhile,
yeah.
meanwhile, back at the Eyrie, Brucon's going, I wonder how the rest of them are doing. I hope they're all right. I hope they haven't encountered anything scary in the forest that might have done them harm. They're probably fine.
Imagine. This is first contact with a new civilization, and the initial response for dealing with humanoids is they will attack us with fireballs.
Mm-hmm.
They bring the fire.
Brucon's there thinking, I hope they didn't meet anything scary. We are the
Hey.
scary.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, Neris has been through enough. He's not taking any chances. If she doesn't know it and it being menacing, it's being set on fire, or at least she's gonna damn well try to do it.
Yeah,
But
Neris
the
has been
last
through a lot
Toady
of
thing that
shit.
we encountered ate children and kidnapped children. So this
True.
is a reasonable response.
It's we'll see long term if this is continued kind of the fall from grace for Neris, or whether there's going to be any kind of redemptive. Oh, there are nice people in the world after all. Or it's just no, it's just pain and death and suffering, and I must kill everything to stop that.
You know that
We
thing where
don't
like
know.
if someone's that thing if someone's like really like you don't get along with them because they're too like you.
Mm-hmm.
Seth and Neris.
They are different sides.
Resident murder hobos.
Fire and water coming together there. We've talked about this. So with that, so last thing on that subject, if I may chat, if you haven't read Sun Tzu's Art of War, you don't need to, because there we go. There's all the stuff you need to learn about war encapsulated with a fireball. Done. There we go. Defensive attacking. Fuck it, we're done. All right.
I'm pretty sure it's chapter 7 of The Art of War, of when you meet big frogs, throw fire at them. It's written there, black and white.
I thought it said, do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by a fireball?
It is known.
It is known.
As Confucius said.
Yes. So moving on.
Although I wasn't joking about it being an actual Roman strategy. Like, it is a legit historical thing.
Oh, yeah. No, of course. Of course there is a legit history behind destroying things defensively.
Hey, if it was good enough for Caligula, then
Yeah.
who are we to say?
That's exactly it.
I mean, and we know the Romans like to party, and they built things. They got some things right.
Mm-hmm.
History with Slice and Dice.
Of all the Romans you want to reference, Caligula? Really?
That was
Anybody else?
What have the Romans ever
That was
done
the
for
point.
us?
Well, why don't you go revive the toad if you feel that bad?
Well, there is one
Ooh.
charred eldritch blasted toad, because Seth got the killing blow, so there is that left on the ground. Otherwise, it's still, obviously, it's not quiet because it's raining, it's torrential rain. But it's certainly, you are not in any danger right now, but you are aware the sun is setting, and you are not where you thought you were supposed to be. You're not where you are not where you thought you were. There you go.
We're never in danger. We
Is
are
there-
the danger.
Is there some way? I guess it wouldn't fall under prestidigitation, but like some kind of little visor thing, so the rain doesn't like fully fall on Neris or something, like a little force fieldy thing.
I mean,
Not like a full thing, just like a little tiny little.
I don't know.
So it's
Could you control fire? Use
What spells
control
we got?
fire and make a fire umbrella moving above you constantly.
What Neris, what spells you got?
let me I'm just I'm looking.
Oh.
I'm looking.
Slight thing, Neris. Louse is looking a little bit injured because you cast a fire spell whilst mounted.
No.
I know.
God damn it.
Your actions have to have consequences.
No. I'm like,
A point of
Valor.
fire damage to your horse.
What? It's the four.
Healing-
Like the. Okay.
Healing word on the
Yes,
horse.
it's a D4. Yeah,
2. I wrote 2.
2. Okay, well, could be.
Thank
be
you.
worse. 2 points of fire
I
damage
did
to
a
the horse.
dumb.
Now, I don't know if you have any cantrips that can make things. Like, obviously, a conjuration wizard would be able to conjure up something, but I don't know if you, as a sorcerer, have anything. Is there anything that you think
I've got
could work?
control flames. I've got. I guess I could use Mage Hand to pick up an item to hold it above my head.
That you could do. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, you could hold it with your own hand, but if you'd rather keep the hand free, yes, you could
Yeah.
use mage hand.
Yeah,
That sounds like an umbrella with extra steps.
yeah, but I'm flexing. Go with it.
But it's magic.
Instead of a dark lord,
So-
it'll have a queen.
with like a little hand. I mean, even the hand could just be like here.
Little spectral hand just on your head.
No, there's I don't know what to pick up. I guess.
No, she's
One
sitting
of your
there
items.
casting it, and the hand is literally here.
Just takes your
That's holding it.
smouldering cloak and puts it over your head.
Yeah, basically, it holds it over.
There you
I'm just
go.
like, okay.
Flex the mage hand.
Just riding with the mage hand over, just like
Which means
"Yeah,
there's
sup?"
smoke billowing off of it as well. So it's it's quite
Yeah.
an image. If it was not raining, it would be better. But
It's a bit ridiculous, but let's go with it. I like it.
it's ridiculous. But
Ship it.
that is in complete character for this campaign. So go ahead. So you guys, what are you doing? You, Seth, you realise you've twigged you're not in the right place. What do you guys want to do? Oh no, sorry. Forgive me. We know Breena has ascertained which way to go. So she would pipe up at this after not using her spell. Sad. Seth, I think you might be going the wrong way. Just tugs your sleeve.
Wait, you're following me? I was following you guys.
That might be why you're going the wrong way. You were in front, off on your own. But it's okay. It's okay. I think I know where we are. Follow me. And she just starts off, expecting everyone to follow her, off in a sort of a more perpendicular direction to where you were going. As for the rest of you, are you following, or are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'll follow Breena.
Following Breena.
Okay. Now, Breena doesn't seem to be too bothered about this. In fairness, most of you, apart from Malar, would not be too bothered about this. But as you continue on, obviously, the light is fading. And after a couple of hours, it's going to be dark. In fact, yeah. A couple of hours walking, it's now dark. So Malar, unless you want to hold on to somebody, you're going to, get your torch out. Sounds good. All right. Fortunately, not long after dark, you can now all see, thanks to Malar's torchlight, you can see that there is that you are approaching a rock formation, which Leobrin you would recognise, of course, as you were the one who climbed into that rock formation before when Breena opened the trapdoor onto you from Svirfhaven. So you would twig that at this point, despite the rain. It has lessened the rain, but it is still there. And speaking of Leobrin, could you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Saving throw. I don't have disadvantage on that.
No.
That is a 21.
All right. For a moment, you just felt a magical aura kind of coming over you. You felt very visible for a second, and then it dissipated.
Oh. Something magical just happened. I
Good or
hope
bad?
it was a good one. I don't know. Felt very, very seen. That's usually a good thing, right?
Is there a spell see through clothes?
I hope not. I'm not going to inquire.
Hello?
But... Oh. Hello?
Hello? You can hear a voice echoing through, seems like in the direction of that rock formation, because of the way...
If you're trying to hide your town, calling out is a bad way to do so.
You said something about being naked.
No, that's just Seth. He's, just being Seth. Is this, the Svirfhaven?
What? What's that?
Insight.
Oh,
Okay.
hell, what's the guy's name? The
Oh, that's a
naked
check. Disadvantage.
Beckett.
partner. Are you Beckett?
20 on disadvantage.
Who's asking?
Did your girlfriend take your shoes and clothes?
Yes. Do you have any clothes?
No.
Okay. I'm not coming out then. I think we've broken Marshall. What do I say? Sorry, your insight check, Marshall.
Was a with disadvantage 20.
Yeah, this guy has no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I mean that's clear now
Yeah.
that we know that
Yeah.
it's Mr. Buck.
I didn't
Naked.
want to feel like we'd ignored your role, so yeah.
Yeah. Seth, I mean, if you want to, I don't know, punch him first, just also give him his clothes so that we can get there where the naked person is.
I'm not gonna punch a naked person. That's weird, Leo.
I mean, that's what you promised the lady.
Yeah, if he had clothes, I'd happily punch him. Sorry, if he had clothes, I'd happily get Malar to punch him. I do more stabbing. I don't do the punching well.
I'm not in a position to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure you were holding the bag containing his clothes.
His clothes.
You know,
When
he
you
took.
made that
Actually, no. Seth took the boots
I have
and
his
then
shoes.
dropped the rest. Yeah.
Ah, right.
Malar
Oh, I
took the
see.
coin purse, and I think you left the sack with the clothes. Unless
Wow.
you can you know we can retrograde it that you picked it up.
Brutal.
Leo, pass your cloak.
Nope.
Your jacket.
Nope.
Still no.
If he needs any clothes, I could give mine.
Wait.
And Breena just
We have
starts taking her rags off.
Oh no, we sold the full set of armor.
No, don't get... No.
What?
How tall are you, naked man? I forgot your name already.
Beckett.
Bucket, how naked are you?
I'm tall enough, thanks. Just average human height. I'm just, you know, 5 foot. No, okay, I'm
Right.
all right.
Are we ASLing this guy?
All right, no,
Malar.
I'm just under 3 feet tall.
Okay, Malar takes his pack
Oh.
off, digs around in there, and pulls out a golden cloak. That is, I know on the note I've got here, Friends of Aelin.
Yes, the Golden Way
He sort of-
Consortium. Yes, you picked that up ages ago. Yeah.
I will head to this little voice and just sort of, when I get close enough, I can see a head. I'll just throw it at him.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. I didn't get a look at you. Kind of wraps the cloak around himself. Are you hanging around there, or are you walking back?
Oh, throw it,
Want the
Throw it.
cloak
and back.
And then back. Yep, cool. Thank you. In that brief moment when you threw it, you could see that this looked to be halfling or gnome-sized. This humanoid. A smaller.
What did you do to piss your girlfriend off?
Well, here's the thing. So, I'm from Half-Reach, and we were put in touch through an agency. We've just been swapping letters, and I may or may not have disappointed her when
No,
we met
no.
in person.
Not Tinder, please. We're not doing Tinder,
Oh.
please. Dear God, no.
You said you
It's
were
not
taller.
Tinder. It's definitely not Tinder. They've been pen pals. It's not the same, right?
It
I wouldn't
sounds
know.
like
I've never been.
Tinder.
I've never
It
been on it. I
sounds-
wouldn't know.
Yeah, they go
I
to the
wouldn't-
agency, they see a description of them, they either put it to the right or the left if they want to
Left pile.
communicate.
No. These. Well, anyway, he's saying that they have been exchanging letters for some time. Yes, you could
Did
attribute
you
these
tell her
text
you were
messages.
taller?
Yes.
Oh,
That
Mr.
was
Seth has your boots, by the way.
Fuck off, you didn't see that.
Oh, the boots. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Well, you see, I do a bit of mountain exploration myself. I'm a bit of a, mountaineer sometimes. And, yeah, I thought I'd wear them because they're the most expensive boots I've got. So I thought, they would look good for our
Don't say that.
date. So if I
You
could have them
shouldn't
back,
have lied to
please.
her then.
And he kind of starts climbing over the rocks.
I'm afraid a frog ate them.
Make a deception check with disadvantage because Malar's already called you out on this.
Yeah, but it's still
Also
reasonable that
exhaustion,
a frog...
right?
Oh, right.
Plus you've got
Exhaustion,
exhaustion,
yes,
yeah.
I
So
can't put
you've
my way out
already
of it.
got disadvantage anyway. So forget I spoke. It's fine.
We're doing deception.
Yeah.
Aha, proficient. Haha, that's shit.
Ha-ha.
Oh my god, that's shitter. I was expecting the first one to be the bad roll. Cool, that's an 11.
But he just said that you've. I can see them. You're holding them right now.
Look, she gave them to us. They're ours. You have clothes now. Go home to Half-Rage.
Could I just take the boots and then I'll be on my way?
No. She gave them to us fair and square.
But they
We have
weren't.
no proof they're yours.
But they weren't hers. They're mine.
There's no proof of that.
But I just told.
Okay, goodbye, naked man.
I mean, she also told us they were his.
He kind
Oh my
of
God,
looks
shut
round.
up.
He kind of looks
Who's
round
the
to the
fucking
rest of the group, like just looking with pleading face, just searching for anyone who's gonna help him.
The town is back that way. You'll be fine there. Oh wait, we are literally a day's walk away from.
Yes, I think
human
if he's
blood.
going to
Is he
walk to
gonna-
town,
is
he
he
should
gonna
at least
die?
have some boots.
Is he gonna die at night though?
Probably.
He looks
we're
a
at
bit blue.
Svirfhaven.
It's
Should
quite
we-
cold.
Should he'll fit in. Should we take him into Svirfhaven and see if they can put him up for the night?
Sure.
What's Svirfhaven?
Stay here. We may know people that can put you up tonight because it's dangerous at night. We've literally encountered giant frogs, giant snakes, bandits, dragon people. There's a lot of shit in this forest.
Seth, and Breena tugs on your sleeve again.
Yeah.
My clan don't really like outsiders. So if he does go,
He's
he'd
probably
have to.
gonna die.
If he does come, he'd have to promise not to tell anyone that where this is, or maybe we could take him out blindfolded or something so that he can't find his way back.
Yeah, Mala, knock him out.
Oh goodness,
What?
Mr. Seth. No, he's suffered enough.
Thank you, Mr.
No one ever-
Elephant Man.
It's
No one ever
Loxodon,
does
but you're
simple
welcome.
way.
Sorry. Loxodon Man.
Look, we'll go ask if it's okay. Look, Breena, you go ask your people if it's okay for the. Don't tell him he's naked. For the poor, suffering individual to stay there for the night and then go back to town tomorrow, and then we'll blindfold him in.
Well, maybe we could all go there. I mean, it's raining and we need to find somewhere to sleep tonight. If we're going to bring one, I might as well bring the rest of you. And Leobrin's been down there once before.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I meant to take us, but I didn't know if you wanted to take us and him blindfolded. Like, if they say no, it's then just awkward with him like right there. We then have to take him back. Fuck it. Put this hood over your head. Don't ask why I have a hood.
Oh, okay.
Breena, can you show us the way in?
Sure. And she just starts excitedly scampering up the rocks. Can you roll a dexterity save, please, Bart? Oh no, check. A dexterity check. Apologies, because she isn't a save yet. She's not falling
So
yet.
wait,
She's climbing.
dexterity check. Yeah. 8. Now she's falling.
Now she's
Shall I now
falling.
roll
She
a dexterity
tumbles
save?
down. She's like excitedly starts running up and then suddenly loses her footing, obviously on the wetness of the rocks.
She does know the spell fly.
Does she? Okay.
So I feel like if she's in a genuinely perilous.
In fairness, she's not far. She's only 3 feet up this kind of this high slope. Cartoon style, starts running and then like loses grip and then whoop, falls flat on her face and slips down the rock. No damage.
With that sound effect.
Yep, no damage, just humility. Rolls back down and then turns around, gets up abruptly and turns to the other side. Obviously the horses won't fit down there, so we'd have to leave them somewhere around here.
Don't worry, I don't think I'll fit down there either. So I'm quite content to stay up here and look after the horse.
I mean, I could just tell them to hang out.
Yeah, I forget. Of course you can speak to them, yeah. They should find somewhere that's covered and sheltered because there's lots of beasts out here.
Reginald and sorry, I never got your name.
Oh, she refers to me as Louse. So this is the mayor.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I didn't know whether you had your own name.
It's the only name I've ever been given, so...
Reginald and Louse, then. We're going underground, which unfortunately you can't join us for. So if you want to meet us here in the morning...
Reginald kind of rears up proudly, puffs out his chest. Yes, of course. It's totally fine. Yes, good. Yes, in the morning. Good, yes.
Lovely. Yes, it's obviously not the most accommodating place right here, but I'm sure there's somewhere nearby with shelter. And yes, we'll see you in the morning.
Yes, I'll see you in the morning.
Evening, both.
Reginald bows his head and then heads off in one direction. Louse lingers, turns to you with the longest of long faces. Leobrin says, and you hear her audibly sigh. Yes, I will look after him, make sure Reginald doesn't get lost. Good day.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
And she saunters off with quite a lot of swish in the tail, almost in a sassy-like fashion.
Honestly, it's sometimes more rewarding to talk to the horses.
I love a sassy horse.
Gotta love a sassy strut.
Yes, they'll meet us here in the morning.
All right. Cool. Well, Mallow, you sure you want to stay up here? We can probably squeeze you in. Probably.
Oh, well.
You can't tell me
if
you
it's
never wanted
no
to go
problem.
full Godzilla. Just stomping around an entire settlement of tiny people going, "Ah! Oh, fear me!" Come
yeah,
on.
go on. I'll go down.
Sure. All right. So you, Breena leads you to the secret hatch, which you only gather is a hatch when she opens it up, because before then it is completely nondescript. It just blends in perfectly with the rest of the rocks. Opens up the hatch. You can tell it's a metal hinge and needs oiling, apparently. And you can see that it's essentially a chute leading down. It's a very steep slope. Leobrin, Mallow, you recognise this from last time you guys were here. But this will be new information for Seth and Neris, that you haven't seen this kind of chute before. Imagine the garbage chute from Star Wars, but without the garbage.
Jabage.
Long slope. It goes beyond the edge of your dark vision. It clearly goes a long way down.
And this is the main way in.
Yeah, we don't go to the surface very often. I'm the only one, really.
No, I like how your people roll, and I go wee as I go down the slide.
Yes. All right. Seth, can you make an acrobatics check, please?
Oh no.
Neris doesn't like this.
Just like, into the darkness underground. This bodes well. Looks at Leobrin. Nothing will go wrong.
Nothing ever goes wrong.
Oh,
down in
acrobatics.
caves.
That's good. Hey, I didn't fuck up. 21.
All right. So, yes, it is much like going down the death slide at the park, and you are picking up speed very quickly as you fly down here. It's almost like a scene out of the Goonies. You're having a great time right up until twists and turns, and you can see the bottom. And unless you take evasive action, you would end up face planting the ground, possibly hitting the wall at the other end as well, and doing yourself some injury. However, you managed to slow your roll and kind of do a little commando roll out the end, so you land on your feet. No harm at all, but you are deep underground. Anyone else following him down? And so I say, Are you sliding down or are you carefully going down? Because you have a choice in how you go down.
Neris is gonna be careful.
Neris is careful, so you will take a little while. I think
I didn't realize there were choices.
I mean, you just went, I'm going to slide down. So I was like, all right. Leobrin, you said you're going to slide down?
Anyways.
Yeah, there's a slide.
All right.
Adventure.
Okay, I'm going to say that you go in then before Neris, otherwise this could be problematic. So, yeah. Leo, you can slide down. You can make an acrobatic check.
Just knock me down.
Sure. That is 7.
Leobrin.
I'm rolling with disadvantage. I've got exhaustion.
Can I go to catch him as he comes down the slide?
If you would like, yeah. I will say...
Can I just confirm it's not Malar coming down first? Because if so, I'm out the fucking way.
If Leobrin is... if Leobrin's making any noises, you'd be able to tell if it's him. You wouldn't know who it was otherwise. So what do you think?
I can probably hear him complaining about his rough getting dirty.
Oh,
on the way down.
yeah. I'll tell you what. Seth, make a perception check. See if you can tell who's coming down before they get there. That makes sense.
19.
19. Okay. Yes, you do hear. Although it's.
I have disadvantage. Sorry, I didn't.
Naughty.
Aha! 8.
Aha! I mean, they sound like whatever's coming down is picking up some speed, and for a moment you think this could be Malar, this could be bad. So I would say that you probably wouldn't instinctively go and try and catch whoever's coming down.
No, I'll be ready to jump out of the way, but I'll be like next to the wall to break their fall if they come too far.
All right.
Oh fuck.
Leobrin.
And I'm sitting there going, don't be Malar, don't be Malar, don't be Malar, I will die.
Going down the chute, picking up speed. Get twists and turns. Whoa! You kind of lose your balance. You start rolling around whilst you're going down the chute. Kind of you turn into a human boulder, and then get to kind of the end, the lip, and fly out right towards the wall at the other end. You have so much speed behind you, you crash into the wall and take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Is there not a Seth in the way?
Yes. Oh, Seth's in the way. Good point. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. Seth, you also take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you are hit by a boulder Leobrin. Or Boulderin.
And he just goes into him like, oh, thank fuck you're not Malar.
Are you going to do this for everyone?
Everyone but the giant, yes.
I think that's discrimination.
I prefer my bones in my body. I don't want to be killed.
As this conversation is happening, Neris, you are climbing down, and you're climbing. And you're being careful. So for this, you can make an athletics check with advantage.
With advantage, you say?
Advantage.
Advantage, darling.
Darling.
I like how this is a thing. Okay, well, that was good. You said athletics, right?
I did.
Right?
Right.
Okay, that's +0, so 14.
14 is fine, so yet you carefully are making your way down. Slow going, but you don't lose your footing. There's occasions where you think, oh, I probably could, but especially towards the top where a bit of rain's got in. But no, you're okay. You're making your way down. Making your way
We're
down,
okay.
down. Oh,
We're okay.
Next, going down, it's either Malar or Breena.
I'm going to let Breena go first.
All right.
Oh, on the grounds that if just imagining if Malar loses control, that's going to be maximum damage.
Yes.
Okay. So sorry, what am I rolling for Breena here?
Of Malar into the rest of the party.
Indeed. What am I rolling for here? Athletics.
Is she climbing down or is she sliding down? Now, Breena's got advantage either way because this is her home and she understands the tunnels.
I feel like she'd be sliding.
I feel like she'd be sliding too. She's such a happy-go-lucky person. So yeah, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's the it I'm rolling? What am I rolling?
So you're sliding down is an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. Okay. That is slightly better than athletics. Anyway,
Yeah.
with advantage. Okay, thank God for that advantage. 16.
16. All right. So Breena knows this very well. She goes kind of full skeleton Bob, just dives down head first. picks up speed very quickly. Neris, you can hear a Breena-shaped torpedo coming your way. Before you can react, however, she slides right between your legs, no problems at all, just gone, straight through, down to the bottom.
Like a penguin.
Yeah. You can hear...
Well,
You hear
get
her
her.
as she goes by.
The two of you at the bottom can hear this whoosh coming as well, a smaller whoosh than you heard for Leobrin, Seth. Sorry, Neris, go ahead.
No?
Nope.
I think
I'm just gonna carry
no,
on.
it's fine.
It's fine. So yeah, Seth and Leobrin, you can hear Breena coming because you hear this whoosh and you can also hear her going whee.
Are you doing the catching?
Yeah.
Seth pulls out a massive baseball catcher's mitt.
So Leobrin's stepping to one side and Seth's going to try and catch her, right?
I just hold my jacket to the side and I'm like, and Toto! It's like, oh shit, I directly stopped her.
I mean, Leo was assuming this is Breena's home and she knows what to do. But sure, Seth can do.
Seth can ruin things. That's fine.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, this is the Everybody Hates Seth episode. And so
Yeah.
you're going to try and catch Breena, yeah?
Yeah, I'm trying to do nice things.
Cool.
Some
Yeah,
people
make
get
a
hurt,
strength saving
shit
throw.
on set. Aha, 16.
All right. Breena bombs down, and it looks like she's going to fly straight past you, kind of turn to one side, but you manage to, with lightning quick reflexes, grab the kind of scruff of her robes, so that for a brief moment, it looks like you're kind of throwing her around like she's pretending she's a bird or something, and you're just like holding her up like you would a child, right? However, because of the speed that she's going, she flies out of her robes, and you're left holding the robes, and a naked Breena lands on the just on her feet, absolutely fine. She has no concept of personal space, so she's not bothered about that.
I throw the clothes at her and I turn away.
Bart's face is incredible.
What?
Why?
This escalated so quickly.
It really did so very much.
Like,
right, meanwhile,
why?
Malar's
Why are you
there
doing
warming up
this?
the cannonball.
The last time something escalated this quickly, Neris was introduced.
In case anyone is suddenly concerned why people get it, why is this the naked session? To be clear, Breena has no concept of this. The first time you met her, she just like going to sleep, just took all her clothes off.
It's the physics of just like shooting out of all your clothes. It's just me going, but what? But anyway, it's fine.
You've obviously not watched Looney Tunes for a while. Just watch Space Jam real quick.
Don't understand how loose
then
these robes are.
Get back on to how real physics works.
I can't believe like Brucon should have just had an Acme anvil above that he like deployed on the Dragon Ball. That's fine. Right. Anyway,
Solid
yes.
tactics. Sorry, Malar, you are last to go down. Are you climbing or are you sliding?
I will climb down.
Cool. So it's athletics check for you, and again with advantage. You're being careful, so it's all good.
Athletics,
Yeah.
23.
Marvelous.
Nice.
So Neris, sedate speed, get to the bottom. No drama at all. Although Seth is looking pretty white in the face, like he's seen a ghost. Rest of them seem quite content. Probably Leobrin's a little bit sheepish too at this, but Breena seems very happy. Malar eventually also climbs down as well. You hear quite a few grunts and scrapes as Malar kind of has to squeeze through the tunnel in places to get down to you. But eventually, all five of you are then at the bottom of the slope, and Breena kind of leads you on to her home. She says, welcome to Svirfhaven. Probably should warn you that the rest of my kind, my clan, aren't. They're not. They're not as happy as I am. I guess they're a lot more, frowny and, dour. I would say. Just to warn you.
If they don't try to kill us, they're fine. And if they're more clothed than the naked guy, where do we leave him?
Oh, and you suddenly all turn and hear oh, as he just cracks of rocks rolling down.
I forgot about our secondary naked person.
Who has a gold cloak now, so he's clothed.
I was going to say otherwise friction.
Otherwise, owie. You can hear him coming down. Are you gonna, Seth? Are you gonna try and catch him as well, or are you just letting this happen? Or
Why would
anyone
I try and catch him?
Does anyone want to
naked.
try and catch this guy as he's coming down, or are we just gonna let him fall down?
Malar will try.
You're right at the bottom anyway. It makes sense. All right. Strength saving throw, Malar.
Saving. That's going to be. Yeah, that's going to be 15.
15. It's enough. It's enough. Comes barreling down. Obviously, halfling, not the biggest of guys, and yeah, you position yourself just right to then cushion him as he kind of crashes into you. Don't take any damage because you succeeded, so you're all good. I say, thanks. Didn't think that was going to happen. I was trying to climb and it didn't happen. Sorry. Thank you. Anyway. So yeah, Breena's after that interlude. So shall we? Okay. And Neris, could you maybe not fireball anyone in my home, please?
You asked for a lot.
Making no promises.
No deal.
Just don't tell them not to give me a reason to.
Okay. And she kind of
Neris kind of winks at her, but like not coldly, just like yeah, fine.
Okay, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
And
Casual jokes about burning your family.
I'm joking, but I'm kind of not joking.
I would say Breena's facial expressions would be something. Breena's sequence of facial expressions would be something along the lines of this. And she sidles up to.
That was a journey.
She sidles up to Malar and says, "Thank you, professional darling." Sidles up to Malar and says, "I think maybe I'll stick close to Neris, just in case I have to, counter spell." So.
And Neris looks smug. Got the smug face.
I mean, that's just her resting face, I thought. But anyway, carry on.
I can still inflict
No, she has a
fear on
resting
my
bitch
allies.
face.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a resting bitch face. It's more like this is just
apologies.
smug face.
Smug face is like creasing
Yeah.
the general resting bitch face.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has resting natural advantage on intimidation check space.
Yes.
And she got that ring of conviction, which I need to bring up because I don't think we've used it in forever. So that does help.
Yeah, I keep forgetting I have it.
You have so many things. You all have.
I
so
have
many
my
things.
+6 intimidation face on.
All right. So you are led into Svirfhaven, which Leoben you've seen once before, but for the rest of you, it's an interesting site. I don't think you would have. And correct me if there's anything in your backstory, but I don't think any of you would have seen quite this kind of underground kind of colony before. There is no natural lighting here. There's no like torches or sconces. There is natural lighting coming from these luminous fungus, which are across a lot of the walls in places. So it is dimly lit, Malar, so it's hard to see a lot. And in fact, it's a bit disconcerting because you're seeing lots of heads bobbing up and down and moving around, and it's almost like the ground is alive. But you gather pretty quickly that this is just a large group of these deep gnomes congregating in and around this place. So Breena leads you through. Let me just grab my notes. As you can tell, I'm very prepared for once. Breena leads you into the kind of the center of this main chamber. You gather that, kind of similar to the Eyrie in some respects, that Svirfhaven's very open plan. There seem to be dedicated zones. There is some organization. So it appears to be an area where there are stalls, perhaps like trading, that sort of thing. There is an area that seems to be dedicated to worship of some kind. And in the very center is kind of a meeting place. It seems to be, the natural kind of forum in the center. And as you guys are drawn towards the center, you hear one voice speak up. Intruders in Svirfhaven! Intruders! Those of you...
That's the guy behind the ring. Alert! Danger!
Alert! Danger! Danger! No.
Is it like a magic mouth spell, maybe? Same guy's done like a lot of voice work for all of the magic items.
Yes. Yes. There is only one.
Can we just get you recording alert danger, and now if we could get a intruders in Svirfhaven, intruders in, and then here's a list of towns.
Yes. Fun fact: it is in the guy voicing it is I forget the actor's name now, but as in from Money Supermarket. From the IT crowd, from Toast of London, Matt Berry, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Berry just voices all the magic items.
Oh my god, I'd love to live in that world.
That's a world.
This, however, is not Matt Berry, or in fact a magic mouth. Those of you with dark vision will see that there is a deep gnome wearing very large, oversized spectacles, carrying some papers, nose up, seems very much full of pomp and self-importance. Moves into the center of the room. Breena, what are you? Why have you brought these strangers to our settlement? Did we not tell you the rules here before? Yes, orderly Svirf, I know the rules, but we are.
I'm sorry. His name is Orderly Smurf.
Orderly Svirf, yes. I'm glad you're catching on.
Speaking of Sneeko.
Yes, Orderly Svirf. I was just bringing the items that my mother had asked for the potion, for the potion of cure curse, the one that we had lost. Oh, is that right? Is it? You mean you're looking for Sapphire, Svirf? Don't forget their real names. But that's not our. Fine. You just called me Breena, though. Oh, I meant Sparkle Svirf. Obviously, that's your real name, Sparkle Svirf. Yes, good. Okay, fine. Just don't dally. Continue. Oh, actually, we could do with some assistance. Has your mother not mentioned about the Zorn problem with the jewels and whatnot? Yeah, yes, she did. Yeah. Well, that's getting slightly more pressing. Maybe, perhaps once you have reconvened, you can see Elder Svirf, and she can give you the details. Breena just turns to the rest of you, and you can see like her whole physique, normally very peppy. Her shoulders have dropped. She doesn't look very happy. Probably the first time you've seen her not happy, actually. Fine.
You okay, Sparkles?
She glares at Seth. Daggers appear in her eyes. No, not actually, obviously. I'm fine. Let's just go find my mother. Come on.
You heard Sparkles. Let's go.
Oh, Seth. Seth playing with fire with another party member. Okay. All right. So it leads you across the main forum, and you can see this kind of takes the form of a rudimentary lab. And you can tell that because there is all of the quintessential, stereotypical, you might say, lab equipment there, such as vials and potions and bubbling cauldrons and the like in this area. And you can see one Svirf, or deep gnome, wearing with very rich blue hair in a bob. In fact, everyone in Svirfhaven that you've seen so far, those of you with dark vision near enough to a light source, will notice that all of the Svirfs have brightly coloured hair. You're kind of getting Trolls vibes, like the Trolls toys. So like bright neon colours. These are not natural hair colours. Breena is the only one who appears to have her natural hair, which is white. Everyone else seems to be, very brightly coloured in hair and dressed with, like you had Audley Svirf with the big glasses. Each one has something about them. In Sapphire Svirf's case, she has
a child has been born.
She...
This child looks nerdy. We must kill Nerdy Svirf so that there can only be one.
There can only be one. No, synonyms, bruh. Sapphire Svirf is this rich blue bob along with a brilliant white lab coat she appears to be wearing. Oh, Breena, hello. Welcome back. Did you get it? Did you get what I asked for? Yes, I did. And thank you for calling me by my real name. I meant Sparkle Svirf. That's what I meant. Mother, please just call me Breena. It's much easier. No! Or Sapphire Svirf. Sparkle Svirf. I'm Sapphire Svirf. Jack's wrecking this now.
It's like this whole structure seems to be very weak.
It is, actually. You're entirely right. This whole thing seems that clearly they have other names, but they seem to be insisting upon these nicknames the entire time.
Everyone, let's just move out of frame for a moment. Let Jack have a bit with Sparkles and Sapphire. Let's move.
Jack time.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right. So without another word, Breena or Sparkle Svirf pulls out the 3 ginseng and just slams them onto the table. There. Got what you asked for. Now can you make the potion, please? Well, of course I can, yes. But it will... it's going to take some time. I don't know how long exactly, but... well... It's been a while since I've made this. Who are these you've brought with you? Friends of yours, are they? From the surface? Yes, they helped me get the items. They brought the recipe. I think they're my friends. And then she turns to the rest of you. We're friends, right? Marshall. Breena turns to Leobrin first. Like, we're friends, right?
Fine.
No. She genuinely would turn to you because
fine.
It's not because of the beholder thing. Like that was cute. Genuinely would turn to you.
James's pipes came into shot as well. That was what made that art.
Yes, we're friends.
And see, mother, friends. I have friends from the surface because I have a life outside of here. Sparkle Svirf, your place is here, not on the surface. Yes, you were told by the gods to go there and retrieve something, but you're back now, so you have to stay here. This is your home. This is where you belong. We need you here. You are the seer here. You have been granted gifts. We need those gifts, especially now. The diamond situation, the jewel situation. The Zorn is ready to leave. We haven't got it. Our supplies are dwindling fast. You should speak to Elder Svirf before you leave. Wherever you go. Okay, could we at least sleep here for a while? Can I put my friends somewhere? here? And she just Sapphire Svirf kind of cold shoulders her, just turns around and starts continuing brewing her potions.
Well, that's fun. I mean, if we're here, we could solve this problem, and then the problem's solved, and you can leave again, because they're only having a complaint about needing you right now.
Oh, but what about Mr. Brucon? He'll be waiting for us, surely.
I mean, how long could this take?
It's Breena kind of tugs Leoberin by the cloak, trying to pull him along. But let's go find somewhere away from here, and I'll talk to you more about what we need to do, how long it could take, possibly. I think there should be some space over this way, and just leads you to one section, just kind of on the periphery of the chamber. But yes, thoughts do turn to Brucon, and so shall play. For over in the Eyrie, Brucon, obviously, we're kind of jumping back in time a little bit because he's got a whole day ahead of him. Now, is there anything that Brucon would like to do with this day? He's obviously feeling a lot more confident with the Tomfer, but there are other avenues for him to explore, for sure.
The singing bowl has raised something that he's interested in. We've not been super observant, but to be fair, he's not been using it very much. But he does have these busted boots of speed, or these semi-functional boots of speed. So not super, when an opportune moment presents itself, Brucon would quite like to mention to Master Talon, something along the lines of, Master Talon, you have a very impressive arcane abilities here. If this singing bowl is anything to go by, tell me, is there an artificer, or where do you get your stuff? This is a back of a van situation.
Oh, no, the bowl has been passed down through the generations. There are a few of them around. Many have gone missing, but few may remain, and that is one. We have traded for items before. As you gathered before, we traded with the Svirfs, the Svirfneblin.
Yes.
We have traded with the Dragonborn here as well. From what I understand, the Dragonborn do create many magical items. I believe that they can harness some arcane power from bronze.
Right, okay. Brucon processes this and then realises just how significant it is that he's been gifted the singing bowl, and sort of solemnly looks Master Talon either in the eye or not in the eye, depending on whether that's the kind of thing that they tend to go. Well, sometimes it's looking someone in the eye is a kind of like a let's have a moment, and sometimes it's a challenge. Not quite sure what.
I'm with you.
Bird-like culture is all about. But anyway, Brucon looks solemnly upon Master Talon and sort of inclines his head and says, "It's only now I'm beginning to appreciate the generosity of your gift. I shall attempt to be worthy of it. Thank you. I was really hoping for really anything other than the Dragonborn, but forewarned is forearmed. I thank you." Yes, and regarding the Svirfneblin, I can't help but notice that every other group that your monastery seems to come into contact with does possibly seem to have a bit of a tendency to, how do I put this, end up in open conflict with you. Quite keen to avoid that happening here, so be curious to know what do you know what happened with the Svirfs? What happened there? It seemed like once upon a time your two group cultures got on very well, and then something went horribly wrong. Am I understanding things correctly there?
As I said to your gnomish companion, when we were here before, all of us, she was of the understanding that, yes, the relationship had soured between us and them. However, as far as I'm aware, we made a trade as we normally do. Their representative...
I didn't catch a single word of that, Jack.
That's weird, because I couldn't hear you for a moment there. You'll be aware that before, when we talked to Breena, that to your gnomish companion, she believed that there was some kind of disagreement between both of our colonies. However, that is not the case as far as I'm aware. We made the trade as we normally do with their representative. I believe their name was Barter Svirf, I think. They took the... it's canon.
Of course.
Angelique's aware of all of the names of the Smurfs. We traded some items for the potion and the recipe. They took those items. That was the last we heard of it. Then they did not return. And it seems that they seem to think that we did not give them those gifts, which we did. So the only conclusion I could draw is perhaps this representative misplaced the items, lost the items, took the items, did not give them to the rest of his kind. That's the weak link in this chain, as far as I'm aware.
Right. And the Dragonborn?
We have not been in conflict with the Dragonborn. Far from it. They came to protect us. From the Manticores, did they not? Though we could not send word to them. We could not get word to them. So them arriving is strange. We couldn't... The Manticores intercepted our messengers. We could not get help communicated to them. So somebody else must have been aware. Perhaps one of their patrols spotted them. I don't know.
Right. Interesting. I must tell you, Master Talon, it's distressing to me how much of this conversation is pushing me in a talk more to the Dragonborn type of direction. But it's not for us to question the direction of the universe. I thank you for your generosity and your honesty. Having said that, Brucon would like to. No, he won't. That's not a thing Brucon would do. I was pondering an insight check, but Brucon has been given zero reason not to take anything.
If I may, Master Brucon, though the universe seems to have some order and guidance, a guiding hand sometimes pointing us in one direction,
God, it's terrifying to think about, isn't it?
Your intuition also pushes you in a direction, and if your intuition pushes you in the opposite way to where you feel you are being pushed, that in itself tells you something, does it not? And that maybe, do you trust your instincts or do you trust the universe?
Brucon briefly goes cross-eyed while thinking about this, and then his eyes straighten out again, and he goes, "Yes. Thank you, Master Talon. You've given me a lot to think about." And he bows extravagantly and backs away and goes off to think real deep, like.
Yeah, go think real deep, like.
Well, in particular, he's going to try and like the idea that Brucon has like instincts is a novel one to him. What he mostly has is curiosity and an occasional tendency to make bad judgment calls in the heat of the moment. So he's in particular, what he's going to do is going to meditate and try and. Do you know what? Yeah, let's give this a crack.
Do
just
the bowl.
In case.
Do it.
Let's do the bowl thing. All right, Jack. I'll do you this solid. I will throw you this bone. Brucon is going to meditate.
Hey. If it pulls off, you're getting the bone, sir.
Absolutely. No, that was a light-hearted comment. Yeah, let's do this.
I appreciate that.
I've taken a look at the table, and I am very interested to see if I can pull off one of these wacky effects that it can produce. So let's have a punt. So is it? I jump straight to the D100 roll, right? It's not a skill check. It's just
the D100 roll. Yeah.
And then I add my level. Right. Okay. So red is 10s, and blue is 1s. Oh dear. Yeah, 14.
Ah, booger.
Yeah. Still getting the hang of this.
Nada. However, you do so. Whilst you do not get a magical effect from the bowl, you are meditating. You are taking some time to reflect, kind of self-contemplation, I would guess, as well. And for a moment, the vision that you saw before of the scales appears before you. You cannot see the location of where these scales are hanging. It's not somewhere you recognize. It's blurry shapes, really. You need to kind of concentrate harder and see if you can channel anything more from that. And so for that, could you make a use your so roll a wisdom check, but this will be adding your so you know, like with stunning strike, how your DC is worked out. Do that, but for a spell attack. So it will be your wisdom modifier plus proficiency.
Like if he was casting a spell with wisdom as his... Yeah, I guess.
So yeah, it should be wisdom plus proficiency, I believe.
Yep. So this will be plus 6. 22.
Oh, okay. So starting blurry, the image becomes a lot clearer as you delve deeper. The melodious effect of this bowl kind of clearing your mind of all other distractions.
Inner peace.
Transcendence. Tranquility. And you see before...
Okay, Zenyatta.
Zen's my boy.
See, I was going for Dustin Hoffman and Kung Fu Panda, but fine. Zenyatta works too.
They both work. They are both equally good.
They do. Yep.
Yes, this vision becomes a lot clearer to you. Now, it is a city, a great city. It is not one of Burikrin. That much is very clear. It's not dwarven architecture. It's a lot more spiky. There are a lot more buildings that are like great cones and spikes piercing the skyline.
A lot of spires.
A lot of spires, yes. But it seems these spires are more natural than like cathedrals and the like. These seem to be, there's something more rudimentary, something older about them. And the landscape around it is much more grey, greys and browns rather than the more greens that you're used to in Burikrin. This is where
the having a vision of Gears of War. Sorry, carry on.
There is a little, maybe a little bit of that, but less mechanical. But certainly, there's that oppressive sort of undercurrent of violence past in there.
Yep.
You feel cold just looking at it, and you can see that is where the scales are hanging over now.
Can Brucon see? So the impression from what you're just saying is that the structures Brucon is seeing are clearly used as structures. They're not purely like just a chunk of random scenery.
Yeah.
But they are derived from existing natural stuff.
There seems to be some sort of fusion between natural and
So he's not seeing any overtly like constructed buildings.
There is one actually, which you see, and this one sticks out because it is literally on a raised cliff, so it is high above everything else. This looks like a great palace. Again, it has that spiky architecture, but it clearly has been manufactured. It's got walls. It looks like a palace stroke fortress.
Yeah, a keep sort of.
It is indeed a keep. Yes.
Nice. I'm guessing it looks. Is Brooklyn getting colour?
It's mostly greys, blacks, and browns. You are getting colour, yes.
Right. Does it look like this building might feature a fair bit of bronze in its construction?
With a 22, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Brucon has a sort of a sinking feeling, but also a kind of like, well, at least the penny has dropped. Look, I'm going to level with you, man. These Dragonborn did not give a great first impression.
No, they didn't.
But
you're quite right, they didn't.
But at least the penny has dropped, and Brucon continues to ponder. But he's kind of he's stepping back from the vision, kind of going, okay, that seems like enough to be getting on with. I'm sure that more will become apparent in the future. So now he's going to do regular meditating, and just a bit of calisthenics, keeping himself in shape, just sort of idly, allowing time to pass, really, as a monk would
passing
do.
through the rest of the day as you would in a kind of, it fits like a glove, being back in the monk routine, meditating, calisthenics, exercise, prayer, all that stuff. And then come the evening.
I imagine that Brucon's time at the Barkfang Monastery featured quite a lot of practical jokes, and I also feel like he's probably scaling back on that a little bit here in this familiar territory. But
probably some intoxicants as well.
Aside,
yes.
Yeah, that aside, very
what
familiar,
he should have been doing, basically.
Yeah. He's got a second bite of the apple and is doing better.
Yeah, for sure. He's older and wiser, and the rest of the day goes by peacefully as you get on with that. However, come the evening, when you fall asleep, there is one image that you get in your head, which appears faintly. It doesn't suddenly jump out at you, and it's not a nightmare. But when you wake up the next morning, the one image that you take away from you is the face of a great dragon, but this, like the building that you saw, the keep, is a bronze dragon head that's just looking at you, calculating, as if it's can see behind your face and into the inner workings of your mind. It's regarding you and you regarding it, and that seemed to be the main thing you took away from that dream. And with that, we'll briefly stop by the rest of the party before the end of today's session. So the rest of you, you go to rest for the evening with a spot that Breena pointed out, and she tells you what the situation is. So the Zorn is our guardian, protecting the... We were pushed out of our original home by the Drow. They've enslaved and imprisoned and killed many of our kind, so I've been told. And we found this place, and the Zorn guards the only entrance to it that continues further into the Underdark. The Zorn requires jewels. It eats them. I know, it's weird. And we've always had a good supply. That's why we trade our wares for jewels, so that we can feed it and it will continue to protect us from the Drow. But I think it sounds like they're running out of those jewels, so we're going to have to get some more at some point. I think, Seth, you said something about that you knew somewhere where there were jewels. I mean, maybe we could send some of them there, but I don't think it's something that I can solve, but being here. They'll just want me to do my divination, that I can see into the future. That's what they want. That's why they want me to stay here. But we'll talk more about this tomorrow, if you don't mind. Also, because I really don't want to rob Angelique of this character moment, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure how much help will be. I mean, the only thing we found was like a cavern with a wall full of thousands of gems. So I'm not sure how much help we could be. It's not... Yeah, probably not very helpful at all.
Yeah, that won't be helpful at all. I can do sarcasm too, Seth.
Okay, Sparkles.
I'm going to bed. Good night.
It was that or Fireball, Seth. I think you got the better end of that deal.
So guys, that's it for Breena. But is there anything the rest of you wanted to do while you're in Svirfhaven before you go to sleep tonight? Because there's still stuff going on. There's still hustle and bustle. You could check out stuff out, or you can just rest up. Entirely up to you.
Neris is resting.
Please.
Galar is resting.
Yeah. Hanging out in a kind of xenophobic town. I'm good.
We're in a town with not much space, so I can't make Neris do her fire training. So we'll just do double the next night.
Yeah. A more, there was definitely a less fun version of the aliens from Toy Story being like, "It's danger from the outside."
I love how Seth's taken it on himself to be like Neris's Mr. Miyagi. Like,
See, I was
Like,
thinking
the
more
least
Burgess
qualified
Meredith
member of
from
the
Rocky.
party.
You're a bum, Rock.
James, we couldn't hear you if you were saying something.
Can't hear you,
Nope.
bud.
Well, on that note, I think it's probably a good,
Oh, he's
good
gone.
point to stop anyway. So let's call it there, and we will pick up next time when you have all rested in the morning. You're in a safe place, so you will have a long rest, not a problem. You hope. Yeah, you will. So for those of you with a point of exhaustion, the exhaustion will go.
Yay!
By the morning. Yay! So
Yay.
so thank you very much, guys. Thanks for stopping by at Slice and Dice. Thanks for stopping by, San Diego. Check us out on next Monday on our YouTube for the premiere of session 12 of The Cage, our newest episode of The Cage. It's back after like a month because of scheduling problems. We are back. So come join us for that. That's Monday, 6 p.m, premiering on our YouTube. Until then, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe, have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.